Community. At first it was tribal. Your community was your extended family, those you lived and worked with. As we began to travel more extensively, our community grew with us. It could include those from the places we visited who shared cultural priorities with us. The biggest leap was communication technology. Being able to interact meaningfully without needing to travel opened our frontiers tremendously. Communities unbound by the limitations of proximity sprawled across the country. With the return of mail service and limited telephone service, our horizons are beginning to open up again, and none too soon.
Welcome, Oysters, to What Is All Told, episode 40. Yeah, that's right. We've done 40 of these fucking things, which is my indirect way of telling Miles that language is not an issue. So whatever the fuck you want. We're going to begin this session with Torg sitting on a small hill overlooking Bastion with a new friend who is also an old friend. So can I have the picture of the Ripper up, please? So this new character, which is being played by Miles today, looks like this, except is a little more humanoid. The scales are a little lighter, but between the scales, there's multicolored hair growing in very bright primary colors. And as we open, they are getting to know each other. This, of course, if you watched last episode, is Chaz.
Torg, very happy. Chaz, choose Chaz. Torg like Chaz as name. Chaz smart. Chaz like Torg.
Chaz like Chaz. Chaz like mama.
Torg like Chaz! Torg like Torg! Ah! Oh. Torg promised Torg self, Torg not get emotional. Every day, Chaz, Torg sorry. Torg just so happy.
Mama, okay.
Mama. Torg, mama, great, Chaz. Torg, mama, proud.
Can you put up the picture that I just sent you, Colt? You got it.
Is it?
There is a small kind of flight of these. There's about 7 of them. They are caterpillars with a K, and they hover, so they kind of swim through the air, and they're kind of just enjoying the pastoral post-nuclear sunset.
I want a plushie. Torg need plushie. Caterpillar. Torg love these. Torg probably see all time, but Torg really love.
They're a little nervous of Chaz.
Chaz. Torg say, caterpillar, okay. No need to be scared. Caterpillar, cuddle. Chaz.
A very brave one comes a little closer to the Ripper, hesitantly, and starts sniffing at his terrible, will rip through steel claws.
Chaz does that thing that cats do when they try to get big.
Rolls around your neck like a scarf in kind of circles like that.
Torg, see, it choose Chaz. It choose Chaz. It knows Chaz good.
Chaz is so pissed. he's dealing right now. He's so mad.
No.
So this is consistent. I think Torg willfully doesn't notice things like your combat plates sliding into position and like things that like a naturalist or someone who's not blinded by motherly love for you might be like, oh fuck, get away from that Ripper, it will destroy you and all of everything you love. Meanwhile, down in Bastion, we have Lord Nevad and Gordon, which is of course his faithful owl companion, and in a carrying case is Professor Pickles, the Ultra Cat. They come down, you return from your mission, and you are met by Gawain, which is one of the leaders of the Order of Torg, actually. So at this point, the forces of Texan are converging on Dallas. With the TDF and Curse working together, they hope to free it from the Angels and return control of the region to Texans. In 2 days, they should be in position. To anyone in the audience who has not watched any of the 40 episodes, summarizing that would take a fucking long time. So we have them to watch, and you can go back, and it's really interesting. But there's a lot of it.
Yeah, you can go get caught up on the archives.
Yeah, we're actually reaching the end of like over a year-long arc, so there's a lot of details.
It also Mike, it has the feeling to me of like the third installment of a lot of trilogies,
right?
Whether that is Lord of the Rings or his Dark Materials or
Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, Fast and the Furious. Yeah, where like the third installment, there's like a huge mega battle of pitted armies against each other, oftentimes to the point of not knowing who's fighting.
You're right. You just kind of blurs back and you see there's fighting, either that or a lot of drifting. It's one of the two. So the Gawain comes forward and says, I've big smile on his face. I've got a surprise for you. I've been very anxious for your return. Come with me.
Okay.
I mean, please, my lord.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I was just surprised that you were so assertive, Gawain.
I was anxious. I don't think that Torg would appreciate it like you will, and Torg seems very busy with what is it called now? Chicharron?
Chaz.
All right, Chaz. Torg looks happier than I've ever seen them. So I'm just going to let Torg be Torg. But come on, it's possible. And he kneels, kind of not the half kneel. We did these a lot. I did Montessori for a while. And there's this kind of child eye level squat that you learn, which is, I was going to say it was like the bunny dip, but it's fucking nothing like the bunny dip. But you know what I mean. You get down to kid eye level. He kind of does that to look in the carrier, to be not talking down to Pickles. Says, you might enjoy this as well. And you go into the main building, and can you flash the, I should say flash that close to referencing the bunny dip. Can you show Bastion, please? Thank you, sir. So there's a main building there, and for Miles' information, we basically have a off-brand ordered from Wish Buc-ee's, and they use that as their settlement, their headquarters for a while. Over the course of the last year and a half of gameplay, it's been expanded out and reinforced. And the main building is where it was kind of the hardened location where there's a generator room, things like that. Currently, though, a lot of this stuff has been made to look as though it's been hit. So some of the buildings have been intentionally destroyed. Big tarps have been thrown over some other things. The intention is to make it look less well defended than it actually is. It's kind of what the group has been up to the past couple of weeks. So thank you, Map. The group heads in, the two of you, still a group, led by Gwen, and he takes you into the limited basement, because down here there's a couple of rooms. There's like an engineering room, there's a generator, there's your sanctum room, but that's hidden and concealed. But as you're going down the stairs, you hear the unmistakable beeps and bloops and bips of an arcade. A friend of yours came calling, and they said that they knew you, and they were seeking protection. And I really liked them. I saw no reason not to grant the request. I hope I haven't made a mistake, but check this out. And he opens the door, and one of the maintenance rooms has been turned into an arcade. And the sign "Extra Ball" is on the back wall. And your old friend Tommy, who is a mutant with bat ears and chrome eyes, welcomes you with open arms. And with him is his awesome, whose name is 84. Awesomes are evolved possums. So, well, possum is an awesome. And its name is 84, which is on its little apron. And it has an arcade runner's apron. So it's got like tokens and stuff. And the little guy will run around like handing out tokens.
This was the traveling arcade minstrel show guys. Well, you know what I mean. Sorry. They were the roving theater company, except they were arcade people.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. But maybe not using the word minstrel, because it is definitely not
right.
That does not evoke the proper.
No, it really
Jen,
doesn't.
It's a very different kind of arcade, right?
Very different.
I seriously do not know how that word just kind of belched up out of my brain.
Shannon, after the shit I've accidentally pulled last season, I'm so glad that you did it.
But it's like with this word, like, anyway.
Yeah.
They were like
so
the
Tommy
vendors of
Tommy
arcade
smiles
games.
And says, do I hear Lord Navad?
Yes, making crude comments.
Oh, it's all right, man. You seem more confident. Your stride is more even and assured.
I've matured.
Oh, so is this too like childish for you? Because I got a couple of like pinballs that I think you'd really love.
Oh, I've matured, but I'm not dead.
Oh, and I found a Devil's Hollow video game and got it working.
Oh, that's amazing.
84, yeah, pass out some tokens, and the little awesome comes over and hands you about 10.
You haven't met well, this is Gordon, my owl. If you remember, you never met Gordon, the previous Gordon.
No, man. You mentioned someone named Merlin when we met.
This is sort of him continued.
Wizard shit, huh?
Yeah. And this is Professor Pickles.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Cool. So do I offer them like milk or something?
Oh, well, that's entirely offensive.
Whoa, shit. Are you? Oh, so because here's the thing. I'm blind, and I hear a cat, but I've only known a couple of cats. Are you a beastie? Are you like a person cat or a cat person?
Oh, no. I am, to say just a cat might be a little underselling it.
Oh, clearly. Sorry about that. I had no idea. So you don't want milk, though?
I mean, I didn't say no, but...
okay. But it was like a little racist, though, huh?
I mean, not all cats like milk. I just happen to.
Right, and not all goblins eat rotting meat, but some of them actually like it.
I mean, when you say it like that, maybe I don't want the milk, but I'll still take it.
It's true, though, you know? And for example, I play a mean pinball, and sometimes that's a little reductive, but I just happen to be really good at it. But you came very close to telling me what you are and then didn't. Was that on purpose? In which case I'll stop asking questions.
Pickles is gonna reach out to Navad telepathically, just very quietly. We can trust this one, right?
Oh yeah, he's fantastic.
Okay. Then Pickles explains the whole Ultra Cat scenario in very brief words.
His eyes get wider and his jaw drops, basically this dude is like, he's been wandering the wasteland with the equivalent of an arcade bookmobile. He had a portable generator, and then he had an arcade in it. And it was like, the guys that are like, I want to make sure to bring a pool to areas where they don't have pools. He's like, everybody should be able to play pinball, man. So he's devoted his life to this. And yeah, they originally met him, damn near a year ago. And he was having trouble from somebody with to buy all his shit. But they helped back him up and back off the competitor. But so he's a decent guy. And he hears all that and says, wow, I am really sorry. I had no idea. Like, it sounds like the hubris of man has again created something greater than himself.
Happens more often than you'd think.
Oh, look at me. I'm a weird blind bat mutant. I'm fully in tune with that. My assistant's an opossum. Like, back before the fall, they ate garbage and stuff. 84 here wouldn't do that, right? And he makes a little chirping, gurgling noise. Yeah, that's right. I used the word gurgling. I don't know what that means, but that's the noise he makes.
Pickles kind of looks around a little bit, just like observing the entire area. And
Pickles, you want to try track and field? It uses a trackball. I bet cat paws could totally. Oh, or like golden tea.
By pure circumstance, this just happens to be exactly what Pickles likes in that whole like technology. This is just like, it's that tickling of the brain. It's like those little, it's like, like it's a little bit of Tetris, it's like building that stuff into like the technology of it all. It's like, it's simple programming, but it's satisfying. And it's just like, oh, this is
this
good.
Sounds like the two people that are kind of leading Bastion right now with a lot of pressure on them end up, the camera pulls back as they just fully indulge in like playing fucking video games.
100%. Literally Pickles was like, do you happen to have a smaller pinball machine?
oh man, you want to use the Japanese designs because they're not quite pachinko, but they go more up than down, and they tend to be smaller because a lot of them are like bar top units. Yeah, I got 4.
Oh my God, a cat-sized pinball machine is
this
amazing.
Is awesome. This is like, got a mech suit a couple episodes ago, got a pinball machine now. Pickles is finally having it. Like, this is finally like, this is feeling like it's feeling like home in a way that like the whole like Ultra Cat place never really did. It was just like, oh, we're all of higher intellect. Let's all be very, this is a moment of indulgence that Pickles has not fully been able to have. And the fact that it's with Navad of all
right, because like, how does Pickles normally let go?
It's usually like Pickles is always with Goldwater, so it's always just like, okay, it's like it's either with Lita or Goldwater, so it's business. Leave Pickles with Navad for an episode and a half.
Yep. Things are gonna get nutty.
You see, there's also the people from the settlement have also really, like, Tommy brought something to you that Bastion obviously lacked. So you can see people kind of de-stressing, which is really nice to see. Meanwhile, outside, we see the caterpillars with a K finally move on. I'm assuming that Chaz was a little tense, but like, because Torg was like, don't hurt them, be cool. Like, you didn't make any of them into blood dust.
Full on quivering bottom jaw, drool spilling out, like laser sight eyes, but no fouls.
Yes.
So Lil Rip does real well, Torg. You didn't initially catch on, but I think during that time,
Oh, yes.
Like, oh yeah, this is making him tense, but he completely holds it together.
Yeah.
You see the tension relax as they fly away.
Torg very proud of Chaz. Torg no Chaz want to rip and tear. Torg no Chaz rip. Chaz ripper. But Torg so proud.
All of like the
parent proud.
all of the horrible death spikes on Chaz's back all just like flicker with joy. Makes almost, it's like a purring sound and a Hemi motor combined just starts emanating from within.
Let's go ahead and get a first roll from Miles. Go ahead and roll 5 dice for me. You're looking for 4, so let me know how many you get, if any.
And should I just say that out loud or should I put it in chat?
Let's say it right out loud.
That's just gonna be 1.
In any 6s, you get to reroll.
Oh, 1 6. Then okay.
So you reroll that. They're exploding, so you get to reroll them until you don't have 6s anymore.
It's another 6.
That's 2 scores, and you can roll it again.
That's a 1.
Okay, so 2 scores means you got a full success instead of a partial, which would be 1. Which means I didn't have Torg roll because Torg is very, and this has been over the course of I checked the records, about a year of gameplay. So Jen has been very consistent about the way Torg reacts around Rip. And also very distracted. Like Rip becomes their world. So I think they wouldn't notice this, but Rip, who, like we talked about, is an apex predator, you can, it's not really smell, you taste, you think a human approaching, and it's, you have very sharp senses. It could be like a quarter mile away.
All right, yeah, all those happy quills on the back just go straight, and he points directly in the direction of the sound. His pupils get all like big and dilated.
So, Torg, I'm not going to make you roll because I think you can see this when it's pointed out like this. There is a lone man walking. He has literally a walking stick. He's carved it down. He has really long hair, kind of unkempt, a little grit and stuff caught in it. He's wearing like a motorcycle jacket over robes. And at this point, Chaz, you can kind of feel, one thing I didn't put in the note I gave you is all rippers can burrow.
Ooh.
So if you want to sneak up on a ripper, you have to walk with rhythm, man.
Yeah, Chaz immediately, he doesn't get down on all fours. He like full on like lays his stomach down and like splays out across the land, almost like feeling for something. And every now and then one of his little spikes on his back will twitch as if reacting to something.
So Torg person is going towards Bastion.
Good instinct, Chaz. However, no strike until we know if danger. Do you think man danger?
Chaz takes a cautious step forward.
Make a 4-die roll for me, Mouse.
You got it.
This is against a 5 because it's at a hell of a range. Let's see if you pick something up.
Got 1 4, 1 6.
Okay, so reroll the 6. So that's one score.
It's 3.
Okay, but that's once partial. You smell patchouli? I mean, you probably don't have the name for it, but for Miles' reference, like that kind of very heady smell.
Okay. Kind of like
I don't think Chaz is like, I smell patchouli. Yeah, but for point of reference.
Okay.
And at this point, he turns, spots Torg right away, and goes, and keeps walking.
Torg not 100%, but Torg have feeling. That guy cool.
Do you want to meet them before they go into town? Because you definitely can.
Yeah.
You've seen the Knights of Torg because they have that they've got the trikes that kind of ride around on when they're on guard duty, and they have not. They probably will intercept before he reaches Bastion, but they haven't yet. But you could easily be. You could be like, we're going to come down off our idyllic hillside and meet the guy. You could definitely do that.
Torg feels compelled. Torg think anybody who brave enough to sport toga and leather jacket on one frame is person Torg want to meet.
So you, Chaz, you follow Mama down the hill?
Yeah, but like very, very like head on a swivel, constantly looking around, sniffing the air. Not a fan, but again, like so far going along with Mama.
So he doesn't seem dangerous at all. Like the senses that you have that would be like you have to be fight or flight, like he's not registering as dangerous to you. It's up to you if he registers as potential meal, but he's not registering as dangerous.
Still gives a little snarl. Doesn't like his vibe.
Hello.
Torg, hello. Torg, not sure if we meet before.
I think you'd remember. I'm Jesus Christ.
Torg had feeling. Torg hear so many stories about Jesus from Eric. Oh, Torg could not be happier. Torg very happy to meet Jesus.
Chaz is extremely jealous of Jesus Christ.
So when you say you had a feeling, it was a good feeling, I hope.
Torg say obvious. Yes, good. Torg.
Like super fucking jealous.
So he walks over to Chaz. As he gets closer, Chaz, you feel a sense of calm, very similar to what you feel around Mama. And he literally puts his hand on your head and scritches behind your 30-second reticulating scale. And all you sense is peace and love and tranquility.
Chaz, reassess personal feelings.
You've got a very good boy here, Torg.
Torg, no. Torg, no.
It still doesn't hurt to hear, does it?
Torg say no. Do not hurt.
Is Navad here? I mean, I think he is. I can kind of feel something, but I'm not a wizard. I'm just Jesus.
Torg understand there's slight difference. Torg not know what, but Torg understand. Torg pretty sure Navad inside.
I could explain it, but I'm not sure how useful the information will be to you.
Torg don't need it.
Well, I just don't want you to think that I'm not willing to take the time, because I totally am.
Well, Torg think that very considerate.
What I know of you, what I can see of you, is you're someone who's led by your heart. So me telling you all the nonsense about the difference between wizards and Gzi, not really useful to Torg, right?
Torg agree. Torg like Jesus.
Ha! Awesome. I'm so glad. Is that churros I smell?
You bet Torg butt it is.
I would never bet your butt. It seems very muscular and useful.
Torg agree. Torg also think you left out attractive.
It's not really part of the whole Jesus thing to comment in that way. Sorry, Torg.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
even Jesus have to have faults, right?
Boy, that is a complex. We could get all rabbinical on this, and we could talk. I mean, if you want to get to a clearing, we could also talk about the girlfriend I may or may not have had. But again, like the other thing, I'm not sure how much that's going to impact the way you live your life.
Oh no. Torg not need every conversation to impact way of life. Sometimes Torg just like gossip.
Ha! Well, there was a woman once, and then we kind of pull the camera away as the three people walk into Bastion. So our two arcadeaholics have played for about an hour and a half without even realizing how much time is spent. And the adorable little awesome, because they're not charging here, like they're just offering service for protection. But he's in the habit of handing the machines are set up to take tokens. So he's just running around handing out free tokens. One of the Knights of Torg comes in. Lord Navad.
Yes.
I think it's Jesus.
How did he get here?
I mean, it's weird because he looks like pictures of Jesus, but any rational description of Jesus wouldn't be a 30-year-old white dude.
We know him. It's okay.
It's okay. It's a little complicated.
So he's not a dangerous Jesus?
Well,
That's a loaded question. I
he
don't
in
think
fact-
he's definitely not dangerous.
Is he
He
in fact
himself
your own
is not
personal
dangerous.
Jesus?
he's our own personal Jesus.
Specifically
Alright.
for us.
Yes. It's a little, yeah, it's a little strange because he is not dangerous, but the fact that Jesus is here seems not great.
Well, I've
Yeah,
heard that sentence before.
How did he get here?
that's a good question. Wasn't he stuck
I
in?
thought he
like
was
he-
stuck. I
It
thought
looks like he was
stuck.
walking.
Let's go
about.
talk to him.
We need to talk to.
I mean, Jesus is not on a motorcycle or anything. He's just walking.
Well-
we mean that sounds right.
That sounds right.
That does sound right.
So you come out and you see that Jesus is having a conversation about his uncertainty about his own teenage years, which he's having with Torg and kind of a little bit with Chaz, although the conversational rhythm is a little different when it comes to Chaz. I'm not sure like the weird way he's talking about not knowing would register fully to Torg, but I think it would to Navad. Like the fact that he kind of doesn't know, you know enough about what this Jesus is to know that there would be a block of time in his Jesus history that he would not be familiar with.
Right.
He's not a Dead Scrolls Jesus. He is a very Protestant Jesus.
He's a Northeast Texas Jesus.
He really is. And Northeast Texas Jesus didn't.
He's a
have
Northeast
girlfriend at
Texas
13,
suburb Jesus.
and we overlook Mary Magdalene a lot.
Yeah.
So they're having that conversation, and you come out, and he seems real chill. I picture trying to dream cast him. I'm gonna put that back in my head. Get lost in that game for hours. He waves at you, smiles.
Jesus.
What?
Not nice to see you again, Jesus.
Chaz just points at Jesus and says, Jesus.
That's right. Oh, Jesus, you've met Chaz.
Chaz points to himself. Chaz.
Chaz is a good boy.
Yes, he is. Jesus, look, I'm gonna cut to the chase.
Please
How
do.
did you get here? I thought you were stuck where you were in the church.
He puts a hand on your shoulder. I'm here for you, Navad. We should talk.
What?
I mean, we could do it here. I know these are your loved ones, but maybe we should do it one-to-one.
What do you guys think? I turn to Torg and Chaz and Pickles.
Chaz points at Jesus. Jesus.
You know, the
I think
longer I
Chaz
spend-
trying to say, it's your choice about Jesus. We have, you know, Torg feel like you must make own decision.
Yeah. This seems maybe not great, so maybe I'll take this in private.
Well, here's the thing. You're always going to get all kinds of information coming into and out of your life, right? So whether or not it's great is entirely how you choose to take things.
Sure.
Could we get one of those churros though before we have our sit down?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, let's go to the churro machine.
I get an awful lot of like ambrosia and bad brisket, and what I wouldn't do for actual German potato salad, I get that other kind.
I don't know what those words mean.
Oh, and for anyone that's listening, he basically has been trapped in church where they redo the same day before the bombs fall over and over and over again. So every day is like all the parishioners show up, and they've all got like Texas like buffet favorites. So like churro is not among them, sadly, because they are not a congregation where churros would have come. Is that a tactful way to put it? There are, to my experience in Texas, potential churro congregations and non-churro.
Right.
Right.
All right. So
Well, if it's not a Catholic church, then there's not going to be
right,
churros.
right. So you go and do you take him to the sanctum or just out back to the dog park?
I'm feeling dog park. I'm feeling like taking Jesus into the sanctum is a little much.
Talbot's weird little snorkeling slug pet is in the dog park, hanging out, eating dandelions. Nevada. Boy, I hate. The end is near.
Yeah, I had a vision.
Yeah, I thought you might. I'm basically here to let you know it's going to be okay.
Okay.
No. He puts his hands on your shoulders. It's going to be okay.
That's good to know. How do you know?
He leans back his chair and kind of does like, I am the Jesus, kind of a like indicates himself. It's given to me to know things. Because I've got a fair amount of insight into how I came to be, I'm not really sure where that insight comes from. Possibly the mass unconscious, possibly a connection to an actual higher power. I don't know. But ultimately, it doesn't really matter because everything that has come to me has been helpful to someone.
Okay. So what do I need to do?
Make your peace.
Mm.
I mean, just in case, like you're the wizard, I'm not. So I do know that what's coming is coming very soon. How it ends up, I'm not making prophecies. That's ironically, I think that's more in, I mean, not you specifically, but that's more, it's more of a mage thing.
Okay. Yeah. This makes sense.
Good. If knowing that can help you find that peace no matter what happens, then I'm glad I'm here. Plus, these churros are amazing.
They're really good, aren't they?
They really are. I mean, to get them the right combination of crunchy and then soft on the inside.
Yeah.
And then have them be sweet, but not too sweet.
But not too sweet. They're just the
right.
Yeah.
It's far really too easy to hit you over the head by overdoing the cinnamon, but it's just there, kind of at the back of the bite.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good machine.
You know, if they start to try to inject these with a filling, you should really do what you can to talk them out of it, because I think it would be too many notes.
Yeah, a little too much, sure.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, this is balance perfectum.
Yeah. No, it's good stuff. So what happens now? Do you go back to this?
Well, I've overextended myself. I will probably lose necessary cohesion shortly and vanish.
Ah.
I thought it was worth maintaining long enough to get here to speak with you.
That's good to know. Hey, maybe I'll come visit when were more.
Oh, yeah, the congregation would be so happy to see you.
It'd be nice.
Yeah, we always, take this as a compliment. They've been leaving a chair for you.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I think Mrs. Mullaney has a daughter she wants you to meet.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Well, I mean, she doesn't know that the daughter will turn to ash within 3 hours, but in that brief window of time, I mean, I think it might be nice to give her hope.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a little creepy. Sorry.
No, it's okay. No, I'm just thinking through a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of why I'm here. And really, until I go away, I can just hang out.
I'd like that.
What do you do for fun here in Bastion?
Oh, I decorate my sanctum. You want to see it? Actually, maybe I could take you down there.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, and also, wait. What do we do for fun? We got an arcade now. Come on, Jesus. Let's go to the arcade.
I would love to go to an arcade.
Come on.
Is that Galaga?
Galaga, but yeah.
Did you just actually, Jesus Christ?
Yeah, I did. I'm still
I
in the
was
vibe.
wondering. I mean, it's cool, but I just wanted to call that out because it's kind of amazing.
Yeah, well, I don't have like a deep history, you and me, just that one time.
It's also kind of refreshing. The congregants, I think, would just change the way they pronounce it, assuming I'm right.
Oh, yeah, no, that's not my style.
No, and that's fine. That's why it's always good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you too, Jesus. Let's go play some Galaga.
We will go play. It sticks in my mouth a little, but Galaga. All right. Is this Rev 1 or Rev 2?
Boy. It's the one. Well, I don't know. We'd have to ask Tommy.
I mean, the only reason I would know is if one of the congregants knew it when the bomb hit. So we probably have an arcade fiend back at the church. Interesting. And at this point, we're going to go back to Torg and Chaz. One of the Knights of Torg, and for Miles' information, the Knights of Torg was absent from this area for a little while. And there were some people that were inspired by Torg's heroic bravery and confrontational fashion sense, sort of like, it feels very post-punk to me, like a little like tank girly, like in your face kind of look, and they adopted it. They also took the name Knights of Torg in their honor because they didn't know if Torg was ever going to come back. So they are currently the people defending this area. All of your other militia and stuff has gone out to Dallas to go do battles. So you're the ones protecting Bastion while the big fight happens. So one of the Knights of Torg pulls up, and they travel, they scout on trikes. Torg.
Knight of Torg! Torg greet you.
I think I'm seeing incoming bikes.
Oh.
Yeah, to the northwest, up the road. About the same direction the tank came from.
Oh, Torg curious if this sounds like good bike, bad bike. What do we need to, like, what's going on here?
Do you want me to get closer? Or just want
yes.
to do? All right.
Absolutely. Stake out and find out what absolute situation.
We'll get closer. Could you do me a favor, go in and let them know that there might be incoming?
Yes.
I haven't reported in Bastion, only to you. So I'm going to go out and scout. I'll do a reconnaissance, but certainly let Navad know. Do you want Chaz to come with us, or does Chaz stay with you?
Chaz is currently right now, like, just deeply sniffing the air, like scanning based on all of this.
So is
Yes.
Chaz experiencing the breath of air for the first time? So is Chaz nervous at all, or is Chaz?
Chaz has like this sort of, it's not like a stage fright, but it's that nervousness you get like right before something big's about to happen. Not sure if it's good, not sure if it's bad, but it's there.
Wow, it's almost like Chaz knows this is the next to last episode of this end of the season. All right, so he heads off, and you go in and you find your other companions in the arcade with Jesus, and Jesus is having a grand old time.
He's a pinball Jesus. He likes to pinball. He's a pinball Jesus. Oh, he has that ball.
I imagine he's actually terrible, but has a very good sense of humor about it. Oh, I've lost again. Oh, that's amazing. So do you tell them about the approaching bikes?
Yes. Torg, hate to interrupt what clearly wonderful pinball time with Jesus, but Torg fear we have approaching bike and it not seem like good situation.
Oh dear, I'm about to have a roll the stone away moment. Again, Nevad, it's going to be fine.
Thanks.
And Jesus vanishes.
Jesus.
Yeah, that was him.
Torg not know Jesus can vanish. Torg find that handy.
Yeah, we didn't know he could do that until just now either, I guess. I don't. Yeah.
So I think, given what you know and your abilities, the idea that he could project beyond the area he's bound to magically makes some sense.
It makes a certain amount of sense, right?
Like a tether, and he'd be like forcing it, and eventually that would wear off.
It's you can't will that.
Yeah,
that much. Yeah.
So what's also clear to Nevad that might not be clear to the others is that means it was very important to him to come to you.
Yeah.
Means that Jesus loves you, man.
I guess so.
All right. So the group, in terms of preparation, do you fire up Bast?
What could be heading our way? A motorcycle.
Yeah, he said bikes. So
Bikes. I'm firing up Bast anyway. Last time I didn't, things worked out. I'm not taking any chances. Cat's getting in the damn mech suit. All right.
That's true. Last episode, you jumped to people's faces and wrecked literal ass.
I'm not.
Defied numbers. It was ridiculous.
I'm not trusting the dice that much today.
Okay. The dice appreciate your moderation. So Pickles goes to the garage, and there's literally a battle suit that has the word Bast in the forehead, and it actually has a mass driver on one arm, and it's got a big backpack, and they've loaded chunks of rebar into it. So it just shoots chunks of rebar at subsonic speed through things. It's a very fearsome looking piece of tech. And when the hood pops open, there's a little cat bed where the pilot area would be. And Pickles, and you would pull yourself up by your own scruff, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Pickles has a telekinetic ability called Scruff, where they can use telekinesis to pick themselves up and then fly themselves over to the cockpit and deposit themselves in the cat bed. And then the top comes down. And then very slowly the lights come on. And yeah. Unlike some of the times we talk about like the special effects sequences we're not actually doing, sometimes I think we talk about like, we blew the budget. I don't think so. I think this thing is like Robo-Jocks level. It's like pre-CG, like sort of chunky, awkward.
Oh, this is full practical effect.
Yeah.
We gotta go like, OG trash bag alien
Yes.
where they had to like make it work kind of stuff.
Any other preparation before the scouts come back? Okay, so 5 minutes later, the scouts come back and immediately they take notice of the giant battle mech, of course, but go directly over to Navad, who is the de facto. Navad and Torg are the defenders. Everybody else, Winona, because Winona is also Colonel Winona. Basically, Eric, who is sniper ass kicker. All those other characters are with the party going over to go fight with TDF, the Texas Defense Force. So you're literally the only named characters present.
Sure, that are
because
that are around.
all of them for that.
Right.
So they come running. They come up in the trike, and he jumps off. Sir, they're believers. So believers are people that work for the angels, and they tend to wear crosses all over what they have. And there's a whole thing where angels, I don't think we can go completely over for Miles. There's an angel thing, man. The believers willingly serve the angels, and they believe that they can be lifted up and redeemed, and they tend to mark their service with crosses or with tattoos. It's a little like Mouth of Madness, the movie. They had a room all covered in crosses like that. So it's pretty easy to tell when they come from a distance, and they tend to be like, I think we once described them as like a MAGA caravan with a lot more crosses.
Right.
So a lot of like unnecessary fluttering, cheap, nylon banners of like pro Jesus kind of stuff in a very militant, but in a very like not really getting why kind of sense. Often blasting like 1990s, like strident, like Christian, we are the soldiers of the Lord kind of like folk rock kind of stuff. I don't know why they've come, but if they're scouts for the angels, that's terrible news.
Well, they know we're here, or they know where we are.
If they're scouts, we could have fooled them enough from their satellites, and maybe they're checking to see if we're still a threat.
Maybe.
You don't seem as worried as I am. I mean, all respect due, but we're talking about Skyfire here.
I just met with Jesus. It's going to be okay.
Again, Navad, with all respect, that shit you just said sounds really crazy.
I had a vision.
You're not helping.
No, probably not. Let's go kick their ass, and then we'll see what happens.
Can you give me a little skull face?
Sure.
I got to work up for battle, and I'm a little worried about this Jesus stuff.
Let's go. And I light my headlights on fire and becomes a skull.
Yeah, he gets a whole Ghost Rider thing, and the joke for the first 6 months was that it was kind of chibi and kind of adorable and not at all scary. But as he's come into himself, it's actually kind of terrifying now.
It's a little scary now.
Yeah, it took time and some work and some therapy, but we finally got to scary head instead of adorable head, which, boy, it's like someone.
I know where. Yes.
All right. So are you? Well, you can't really take a vehicle if you're going with Bast, but you can kind of go alongside Bast because Bast can start opening fire as soon as you get anything within range. So Chaz, you have the option to go burrow and kind of feel the vibrations and then come out when called.
Yeah, Chaz is on like full high alert, not messing around, protect mama mode. And Chaz is doing whatever he thinks is best. And right now it's burrow and prepare and wait for the perfect strike.
So you're not friendly, multicolored, furry, Torg's boy mode. This is terrifying, post-apocalyptic, apex predator mode.
This is a stranger just rang the doorbell and I don't have line of sight, full on like danger mode.
The thing I like about the piece of art is the smile on that fucking thing. That smile says, I'm about to like, I'm going to drink your milkshake. All right.
Gonna do a lot worse than that.
I drink it up.
Given the exact time, let's go ahead and give this a 5-minute bio break.
Okay.
And we will be back, Colt, in 5. Please no flipping. We will be right back. We're just going to take a moment and we'll come back for some hot, bloody action.
Yeah, babies.
All right. So we have our, boy, I'm so grounded in D&D. I always want to say adventures, which is not really the vibe here. Our protagonists, we're just going to say protagonists, are headed off to intercept the believers on bikes. Navad, what is your speed, sir?
A 5.
And Pickles, what is your speed?
My speed is.
Be on the lower left-hand side of your sheet in the combat summary.
I'm a 4.
Okie dokie. And Torg, I think you're a 6, right? Okie dokie.
Correct.
And Chaz, you're a 7. So that ends up real convenient because you're all lined up and no duplicates.
Yeah.
And I'd say I'd planned it, but I hadn't. It just worked out that way. All right. So it does mean that Chaz, the Wasted Worlds answer to a lion, you're the first to feel the motorbikes overhead. Was it pretty clear that Torg is hostile to these things? Like, did you say anything before Chaz dove under the dirt?
Oh, yes. Chaz, good instinct. Chaz, wait for Torg signal.
Okay, so you're going to stay under the dirt until you hear Torg call for you?
That's unless something really catastrophic grabs my attention. Yeah, I'm listening to Mama.
Okay. So Torg, you're next, and you see that there are 3 motorbikes in total, and each one is ridden by 2. There's a driver and somebody in the back, and the people on the back have ranged weapons, and they look like scouts. So the whole idea of, yeah, maybe they're checking out to see what's actually going on in Bastion, that seems legit to you.
Okay. As soon as I kind of notice that,
Yeah.
I tell Chaz to basically surprise attack them, because if Chaz can get them before they get close enough to realize what's here.
They're at far right now.
That's what I'm saying. So if Chaz can take them out before they get close enough to see us, then.
So Navad, if you're at far, what are you going to do? Get closer, wait.
Say what?
Get closer, wait.
Sort of drift closer, but yeah, I can't really do much from this far away.
Well, are you drifting or will you run to change range category?
Oh, I'm not running.
Okay.
I am. I basically think of everything that is about to happen has been infused by my meeting with Jesus. So there's kind of like a stately pace to everything.
So you're very chill.
Yes.
Okay.
I am CBD walking towards these guys, these scouts.
So I'm going to need a notice check and do it down a die against a 4.
From me?
Yep.
Okay. Notice. Hold on. Oh, and down a die against a 4?
Yes, sir.
Oh, not great. Let's see. Oh, I got to roll 2 die and I rolled 2 4s.
So that's a success. You
Yes.
notice that all 3 bikes, the person in the back, in addition to the gun, has binoculars and a like walkie-talkie radio kind of thing. So it's possible they've already observed.
Pardon?
It's possible they've already seen something and they're getting in closer.
I see.
Because they could have started farther back and looked in, right?
So there's how many bikes are there? 3?
There are 3.
And each bike has 2 individuals on it?
Correct.
A biker and then a looker?
Yes, I think that's the military term.
Okay.
It's the biker and the looker.
The biker and the looker.
Yeah.
It was a great episode of Quantum Leap.
It was.
RIP.
That feels like
Dean
Spencer
Tucker.
for hire.
Yeah.
All right. So Pickles, they're at far range, which is range for you with that damn gun on your arm. Do you want to attack?
Part of me really does, especially because Pickles is the one with like the biggest vendetta against the Angels. And it's like there's this like inherent like, okay, these people are literally working for the people who have consistently messed with every single thing that we've done. There's a little bit of caution there. I'm gonna take a shot.
Okay. So go ahead and do a shoot. And it's at you're going to stay at far, so it's the 3rd range category.
Okay.
And go ahead and take a shot. So the mass driver warms up, makes a big humming noise, and then is a very unimpressive kind of kind of like a t-shirt cannon.
All right.
While this roll's happening, what's the proximity between this gang and Chaz?
So you were at far. The way we do range in Nuked is you have near, which is the immediate battlefield, close, which is I'm right up fighting someone. Then you have far, which is over there, they cross the street or coming, and then distant, which is way the fuck over there. They started at far. If you use basically your full action around, you can change range category. So you could go from far to near.
Gotcha.
Underground.
I'm still just waiting until those vibrations get wild based on my objectives for Mama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what'd you get with the
Back
gun?
on the ground.
So
Roy.
so my shoot, by the way, is a single die.
Ooh.
I rolled 3 6s and a 3. What did I need?
You just needed whatever your number is on that range chart. So it's 1, 2, 3. You need a 3.
Okay. 4 successes.
Wow. Okay, so go ahead and roll 5. Oh no. Oh no. Is that true? Did I do that? Oh geez. Okay, roll 5 dice. No, 7 dice.
Oh my Lord.
7? Yep, 7. Good Lord. Oh, that's right. This thing
Who wrote this game?
was it some idiot.
What do I need?
So this is against the armor, and were you trying for a person or the bike itself?
Oh, I'm going for the lead bike, the kind of like shrapnel
You want the
backwards.
motorcycle? Okay.
Yeah.
So that is going to have 4.
Okay.
So now you're rolling those dice, and you're going to be looking for anything that's a 4 or higher.
I'm gonna read you off what I'm looking at right now. Okay, ready?
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna take a picture of this too because this is stupid. This is stupid. All right, I'll share this with everybody later. But I got 2 6s, 4 5s, and a 1. Now I'm gonna re-roll these 6s,
Yep.
and it's a 2 and a 3.
Okay, so we're going to multiply that by the power of the weapon. The power is 4, so it's 20 hits. The bike did not have 20 hits, so it comes apart under the 2 riders, and they go tumbling to the ground. The only thing that's unimpressive about it is the fact that mass drivers wouldn't make a big kaboom when they fire, but the bike certainly makes enough racket to make that all right. All right, cool. And at this point, the guys on there aren't going to be able to do anything, but the 2 gunmen are actually going to try firing at.
Can I throw in something real quick?
Yeah,
That I mean that bike like blew the fuck up, right?
Oh yeah.
I think that vibration confuses the shit out of Chaz. And at that moment, he thinks that the bikes are right above him. So he bursts out in an eruption and like is ready to fight and is immediately confused.
Right, because they're way over there.
Yes.
But you get a very impressive, like we had to fire the cannons under the, yeah. We wasted like about $50 worth of squibs. It's very much like Tremors 2. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to try to hit the big robot. Wow, that is not great. It's only a partial. So that means, ooh, and you got pretty good defense. And that's 2 1s, which is, you don't take any damage. So it hits you. They hit you and it kind of pings off the armor you're wearing, which is not surprising. Chaz, now that you're up, do you want to get closer?
Yeah, I think Chaz is feeling a little red in the face, a little embarrassed by this situation, and immediately overcompensates and lets out like a vicious battle cry and just full on like pacer test sprints in the direction of the bikes.
So I'm actually going to give you all the way into combat if you want, because
okay.
You can come leaping. Basically, you four-legged a little bit and jump. So go ahead. And do you want to get a guy on the ground, one of the ones on a bike, or do you want to try to scrag a bike?
I think Chaz is going to leap at the bike, mistaking it for some sort of like wild mount, and is going to chew at whatever he assumes the neck on that thing is.
Yeah, you're a very loud hippo. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So you're going to roll 4 dice.
4 dice for Chaz.
Go against a 3.
I got 1 success.
Okay, so that's going to be a partial, which means your damage will be halved. So now roll 4 dice against a, what is it? That's going to be a 4.
Okay, I got 1 6. Let's re-roll that. Okay, I have 1 4 total.
Okay, so you scratch the side of the thing. It does not satisfyingly blow up, sadly, but you have damaged the bike. I'm going to make a drive test. I fail. So I lose control and they tumble off the bike.
Perfect. Excellent. Excellent.
Torg, you're still far. Do you want to get closer?
Yeah, just to get a slightly better vantage.
Okay, you will be near at the end of the round. Nevad, you're still far. You see all of this various shenaniganing going on.
Still a slightly increased pace, Jesus stroll towards where the bikes are.
I'm seeing a lot of like slowed down shots of you with like giving a little wind to your robes.
Right. It's and it's in the film version it would cut it, like the sound, the audio design would change everything, and it would just be like, anyway, he's strolling up.
Okay, so you're gonna end up next round also near. Pickles, you want to blast again?
Firing the mass driver.
And do you want a person or the remaining upright bike?
I'm taking out the remaining upright bike.
Perfect. So go ahead and fire.
Oh, and I'm rolling for.
Go ahead and roll 2 dice.
For 2 dice.
We will assume that you have some kind of guidance in this thing.
Okay.
The 1 die was based on the idea that you were clumsily handling a pistol with telekinesis, and you're not doing that.
Okay, and we're still at far?
You're still at far. You have not moved.
Okay.
So that's going to be against a only a 3. It's your best range.
2 6s. So just gonna.
Here goes.
5 and a 6. Another 5.
Okay, so that's 4. So go ahead and roll 8 dice. And this is going to be against a 4.
6, 7, and 8.
I know I'm reacting like I'm well, I don't know why I'm reacting like I'm surprised. Like battle suit against motorcycle. this is kind of going how you would expect it
And
to
I'm
go.
rolling against a 4.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Let me drink this over. Okay. Not as successful as last time. I do have a 4, a 5, and 2 6s. Rolling the 6s.
Jeez.
And another 4.
So that's 5. That's almost exactly the same. So it's another 20 points. There is another explosion. At this point, I've got 2 people with rifles. They run because honestly, there's a Ripper and there's a battle suit. And at this point, it's almost like that old Simpsons joke. They're looking at Navad like, the skinny kid hasn't done anything yet. When he does, I bet it's going to be terrible. Not to mention Torg. I love the fact that this is so dire that Torg is not at the top of the oh shit, it's Torg
Right.
list. Although honestly, I'm kind of feeling like, partially based on how I'm watching Jen, is Torg just like beaming with pride at Chaz? Okay.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Like, Torg is so fucking proud.
So
It's like
you
Torg
can-
is the parent of a high school athlete who's
Yes.
like doing
Yes.
something awesome.
Yes.
You chase them down, kill them at range. What do you want to do?
Oh,
Like,
wait, to me?
Well, just the group in general, because we're not really in rounds at this point. Chaz,
okay.
though, I will say, you're in battle. Will Chaz just start ripping people up?
I mean, probably. I would assume so.
So Miles is Chaz just rip and tear?
Rip and tear.
Okay.
If
So
it moves, kill it.
At this point, no roll necessary. And I say this a lot. In tabletop role-playing games, rolls are for when the outcome on action is uncertain. The outcome of that action is not uncertain. So the punk dude in he's wearing hospital scrubs, which have been markered with crosses. He turns around, there's a Ripper, and then I think the camera just gets splattered with blood.
Like a extreme 90s Smuckers commercial.
I kind of want extreme Smuckers. That sounds delicious.
Flavor blasted Smuckers.
You won't believe how good it is.
This isn't your grandma's Smuckers.
Do you want to
That ad campaign's over.
Do you want to try to capture one of these guys?
Oh, are you asking Chaz?
No, I'm asking Navad.
Okay, just checking, because that was going to be a definitive no.
No, I want to capture one to talk to them.
Okay. So next follow-up question is, Torg, will you try to stop Chaz from murdering all of them? Because he's gonna.
Right. I will say, Torg say, Chaz, good job. However, Chaz, save one. We need one for talkies.
Chaz, who I assume is face deep in somebody's abdomen, spins around, eyes fully dilated, like an oil slick of blood on his face. And I think there's a moment of resistance, but then the eyes kind of come back to normal, and he just kind of starts licking blood jam off of his jowls.
Good, Chaz. We make sure Chaz get Bike Man when we done with. We just need speak.
Chaz just takes another honking bite out of the dude he's already killed.
So the next part in my mind is the Avengers shot from the ground, looking up at the power armor and the wizard with the skull head, and the guy just breaking. So what I, as a GM, have a distaste for interrogation scenes. So
Yeah, fair.
I just would like to know, out of character, what information Navad and Pickles would like out of this guy.
I would like to know what their intentions were in approaching or driving in this area. And I would like to know how much they know and what information they have passed on to their people in Dallas. and or up above. And I guess the final thing is, how did they get behind? Because I would have thought that we had some sort of like line, like there's a siege going on of Dallas with the crew, so they got behind our lines somehow, and I'm a little confused by that.
You don't have anything resembling a line, like your
it's
all gathering to then.
I got you. It's like little mercenary raid hits kind of a thing. I got you.
I mean, you've got all told between you and Curse hundreds of people, but hundreds of people is not enough to blockade Texas.
Gotcha.
It's everything is very scaled down post-apocalypse. Like
sure.
A big number is 50.
Right.
So they just drove around, right?
Right. They're just like, well, there's nobody on this road. We'll come this way.
So his answer is effectively, Metatron sent us to look. They said that you look different from the sky, but we saw, and we already called back. It's too late.
How did they target?
I don't know. Divine will, prayer, faith, things you would never have. Mage.
Okay, I'm gonna end this.
No need for a roll.
I'm ending this.
Ended.
Pickles is done with this. I'm just gonna say Pickles winds the mech up for the punch and just goes full bore, like it's like all energy into one go.
So you get
basically Pickles is channeling Torg right now. Pickles wants to go full Torg for just a moment. Little visceral, little just like this is a smidge personal, and also like this, it's like the whole like, oh, they targeted by divine. No, that's first of all, you've annoyed me. Second of all, this is bullshit. Third of all, this is personal.
Fourth of all, how dare you?
How dare you?
That the cat is clearly saying all of this while the giant fist is just
exactly 100%. Exactly. Just very calculating, very matter of fact, very calm. But the mech suit is just pasting this dude.
Yeah.
Can I also say that like can the timing also be very cat-like in that it's like nothing. Oh, I'll go.
Yes, exactly. 100%.
Chaz gives Torg puppy dog eyes and points at the mess that Pickle has made and goes, mine.
Chaz can have. Torg not think Pickles want. So Chaz have.
Mine. Chaz is satisfied with that answer. Just wanted to check. You know how they get territorial around food.
So what do you do?
Well, I hope that felt good, Pickles.
Moderately. They apparently, according to that whack job, know we're already here, know what we're doing, and know that we were, trying to cover everything up. We have to go.
There's no time. There's another way.
You hear like the sound of bones snapping as Chaz is just like munching down in the background. Whack up good.
God.
He's just really happy to be part of the conversation.
Explain, Navad.
I told you I have a connection with Bastion. That Bastion is being protected by a magical essence that Gordon maintained and passed on to me.
So you're saying that Skyfire is not going to rain down on the people of Bastion and kill everyone?
I think that's right.
The owl flaps its wings.
Mm,
I am the target.
Navad, what does that mean?
I think if I concentrate hard enough, their targeting system may mistake Bastion for me, or vice versa, me for Bastion.
If you're insinuating what I think you're insinuating, then that's incredibly stupid of you. Incredibly kind of you. And do we want to take a shot at that being true?
I mean, look, Jesus came to visit to let me know that everything was going to be okay.
A reasonable facsimile of Jesus. It was made up by the congregation. I recognize that it was indeed Jesus, but it was still made up Jesus.
Pickles, do you hear yourself?
I try not to these days after I've spent so much time with all of you.
Chaz looks at Pickles and goes, Jesus. Gives a thumbs up. Really trying to add to the conversation with what he knows.
You almost got me, Miles. Let's get my tea.
He like nods knowingly when he does it too. Jesus.
Like that kid that knows the kid's just trying to be cute to get the reaction. So it's like he knows what he's doing.
He just wants to be part of this. He just wants to help mama's good friends.
Oh, I love this. I adore that.
Also, there's definitely a power hierarchy here, and he just wants everybody to like him a lot in this crew.
Look, there's not enough time to evacuate everyone. Even if we wanted to, if what he says is true, the Skyfire could be here at any minute.
Okay. So what do we do? Do we just throw you out?
I mean, I could get as far away from the city as I possibly can.
What do you want me to load you in the mass driver and launch you?
It's maybe not a bad idea. Oh, did we blow up all the motorcycles?
No, we didn't.
We didn't?
Nope, there's one left. The one was just knocked over, remember?
Oh, that's right. Chaz only knocked over one.
I'm going to take this bike and try to get as far away as I can. I need to lure the fire as far away from Bastion as possible. I think it's going to work.
And then what happens to you?
I don't know.
I think if this was filmed, we would shoot a flashback to Anode's description.
Right.
We show you being burned to a crisp and falling to ash.
Right.
I don't think any of these people knows that, though, right?
I
don't think any of these characters.
No, it was Goldwater and Lita who were there with Anode. We met. So just for the players reference, we met a technomancer, a magician out on the road who had a vision for me of me getting zapped. When Lita and Goldwater and I were out on an adventure.
And so far, this technomancer stuff has been on point, I suppose.
That's really all the info that the technomancer.
Cool, great.
Yeah, he could interface with the nanite particles in Lita. He was like a magician who could control technology. Yeah, that's neither here nor there as far as predictions go. he had a vision. He needed to share it with me. And I feel like all signs are pointing towards that's what needs to happen.
I still feel like we need to tell the people of Bastion that, there is a potential that one of their leadership is about to be indisposed for a while.
Possibly forever. Possibly I'll come back in the form of an owl or something. I don't know. Isn't that right, Gordon? I give Gordon a stroke of...
Yeah, it does the owl thing.
I guess Pickles is just gonna have to trust Navad on this one. Which
Torg?
I hate that. No.
Torg not like idea of Navad go boom. But Torg understand no other option.
I think it's that or the settlement is destroyed. I also suspect that I don't know. If it doesn't work and they destroy the settlement, it'll just be us. So you can tell them if what I think is going to happen happens. Let them know that this is how it needed to go. Also, tell them maybe to lay low. That the angels will think that they destroyed Bastion if I'm dead, but maybe if you keep doing stuff, they won't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, Torg fully understands that we must keep going with previous plan of looking undetectable. Torg not like idea of no Navad.
Yeah.
Whichever way this goes, either we're telling your story or you're telling ours, Navad.
Well, how far are we from Bastion? Like how far out of Bastion?
You're only a couple of miles.
Only a couple miles.
Not even that.
How in the past, like when the angel fire hits, how big of a zone does it blast out?
Well, the two you saw were not the same size.
Oh, okay.
And one of them did the thing where it comes down and then spreads.
Okay.
It took out that whole basically subdivision.
Okay.
So it's a pretty big weapon. It's like
Right.
meant to be a tactical. Yeah. So it would probably, and that's depending on, you don't know if it's going to get dialed up or down or.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd assume up because they do not like us.
They don't like us very much.
We don't make friends we make friends and then we make real bad enemies very quickly.
It's true.
I'm going to give Torg a hug. I'm going to kind of hug Bass. Give it a clank, clank.
No, I mean, I'd assume Pickles would get out of Bass to properly like say goodbye to Navad. There's an appropriate like affectionate cat head bonk thing happening here.
Right. Okay. I love it. I love that we've had this conversation. I'm talking to the suit, and then you pop out of the mech. At best, I'm gonna offer Chaz a fist bump. Not going in
Chaz-
for a hug.
Chaz stares at the fist and then looks up at you and then offers you a single human finger.
And I bop it, and I say, Jesus.
He pops the finger in his mouth like it's a baby carrot and says, Jesus.
It's interesting also that you've known Chaz since they were literally a baby, like this big.
Right. Yeah. A freaky mewling sand ripper.
Yep.
Good times.
So is Navad heading off on the bike alone, or is someone going with Navad?
So I get up on the, what are we talking? Is it a chopper? Please let it be a big old chopper.
Absolutely. It wasn't, but now it absolutely is.
Okay.
Navad deserves
Let's
that.
just put it like, is it like a Harley or like a Japanese like low riding cock rocket like
the Texas Believers wouldn't run no fucking cock rocket.
right, exactly. They're
What are you
like
talking about?
on big old hogs, right? You know?
Absolutely. You
Yeah,
gotta.
okay.
We got the Jesus, then we got the Harley and Davidson.
Right. Yes. So yeah, I imagine Navad getting on this bike, which I don't really know how to drive. I've driven cars and vans, but a motorcycle I've never driven a motorcycle before. I've never ridden a motorcycle.
So as you're pulling away, there's some wobbling.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
And I don't know what it's called in the seat, but if it's a high seat, there's the kind of the loop at the back. I think the owl could perch on that.
Yeah, love it.
All right. So you're driving away.
Yes.
Do the others head back to Bastion to warn them or to tell them anything? Like, you have a message to deliver, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're not far enough out that we'd survive anyway. It's kind of like the further away we get from Navad, it's either the safer we are or the safer he is. So I think the idea is go back to Bastion and like kind of softly break the news to everyone.
All right. So Torg, Pickles, and Bast and Chaz return to Bastion. Gawain pulls up in the trike because they're doing the scouting, and they knew that you had gone out. Where's Navad? Is everything okay?
Navad is attempting to save Bastion.
By himself?
He's, according to him, the only one who can.
I mean, he calls himself Lord. I like the guy, but only one who can? Shouldn't we help him or something?
We
Torg,
need Torg, please go ahead.
apologies, Pickles. Torg not mean to step on tail. Torg understand your worry and concern, but as much Torg hate to say this, there are details that it may not be best for you to know currently, but yes, in situation, Navad is the only person who can do this.
Well, certainly trust your opinion on most things, so trust it on this. What should we do anything?
Hug people you love in case Navad fail.
He pales a little bit. That sounds ominous, Torg.
Torg not know how to break soft.
All right, well, you're gonna come back inside with us?
Pickles kind of like just kind of like has Bast softly, just kind of like quickly lets like just a little bit of a nod, not really like very non-committal, very apprehensive nod.
I guess I'm gonna go see if Linda wants a last churro.
That'd be smart.
Torg think churros for all, good idea in general. Because either, well, let's just say it either be a celebratory or, let's Torg just say celebratory churro. Let's leave it at that.
All right. We are going to cut camera over to Nevad. He's getting off the ground. The bike is, of course, fallen over because it was enough trouble trying to drive cars over the broken terrain. So you got it a while and then you managed to wreck the thing.
Right.
So you get up and you're walking on foot with the owl doing circles overhead. I need 3 very important willpower tests. They're going to be 2 dice down against a 5.
Okay. 2 dice down, willpower
Against a 5.
against a 5.
You'll be doing this 3 times.
Okay. So just for the viewers, normally my willpower, I would roll 6 die. So now I'm rolling 4 die. So I will let folks know. This seems important. I'm going to tell you all of the scores that I get.
It is kind of important, yes.
Okay. So on this roll, I rolled a 3, a 1, and a 4. That's not great, but I did get a 6.
Okay.
So I'm going to keep going. And a 3. So that is 1 score.
So it's a partial.
Partial.
Okay. And then the second one?
Okay. So test number 2.
Partial has the
again.
advantage of not being a failure, which is super good.
Okay. There is again, 1 6 and a 3. So a second partial.
Okay.
Okay. And test number 3. I got, 2 6s and another 6 and a 2. So I got 3 scores on the last one. So 2 partials and an exceptional. Is that how that would go?
Yes.
Okay.
So this tends to happen to me sometimes in autumn here in Austin when the winds change and we have 2 different uncomfortable seasons here. And there's this midpoint, which is like heaven, but it's real brief. And there's kind of like the October people wind comes in when that all shifts and it gets really comfortable and nice real briefly. You have a moment like that where there's no evidence of radiation, biohazard, the clouds in the sky aren't weird colors, you're not under attack, you're a person walking down a street. If you didn't turn right or left, it's not even clear that it's in a post-apocalyptic ruin. You're just a 19-year-old dude walking down a street in the autumn. Then above you, we see a white light like a daytime star. You immediately are pulled back magically. Your will goes back to the sanctum. And you feel the connection to Bastion that we described before. You feel the main branches and the roots being the structure and the people. And then it goes farther out. And you can feel the TDF gathering. You feel the other communities that you've worked with all of the various adventures you've been on. The one run by the Badger that you got the defenses for, the people that you've actually helped as far out as the Desolation. You feel at this time more than you felt the first time. So that tree, those roots extend beyond Bastion and out into Texon itself. The Skyfire hits with terrifying force. The blast can be seen throughout Texon. In settlements throughout the region, the people of Texan look up and see the light like an avenging star. In the desolation, a dread pirate captain and her savvy navigator look up and salute. During a heist, a notorious rogue takes a sip of Old Pappy and stops long enough to look up and smile. In the camp where the forces have gathered to prepare their attack, Eric and Dee look up as Dallas is hit by a massive blast of skyfire. Nevad, you're aware that the last gift of Merlin has redirected the blast to its point of origin. And you collapse. Next episode, Morning Star. So that was a short one, but it was what we needed to resolve the events of this episode. To be very clear, Nevad is not dead.
Oh my God. I'm speechless. Wow.
What the fuck?
So wait, what? So Dallas got zapped?
Yes.
Okay. So and like we're a ways from Dallas, so like
And the attack had not happened. So all the forces, including Dee and Eric, are outside ready to come in with Curse and with the TDF.
and they watch the city get zapped. Meanwhile, Nevad is like just like some dude out in the countryside.
Yeah, he would just collapse.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Whew.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Da 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 da.
All right, well, thanks to Miles. I'm sorry it was a short episode, but I absolutely loved the way you did the Ripper. He was great.
Oh, thank you. It was short but sweet. That was so much fun. Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Yay!
It was amazing having you, Miles.
That was great.
And the follow-up to this episode will be in 2 weeks and will be the final battle in the war for Texan.
Well, there we go. So I
exciting.
Guess, I know, right? So we're gonna is it handing over to me? Is that what's happening now?
Well, I don't see a mic, so it's got to go to you.
Okay, that's true. So hey everybody, thank you so much. I'm really glad. I was ready for Nevad to be dead, so I'm really glad that Nevad is still technically alive. Yeah, so hey, look, thanks to Sabrina Grimstad, our chronicler, who will need to get caught up on this one because she had to run out to a movie. We are thankful to, of course, Andreas Fabus, our moderators, as always. A big round of applause to Miles Luna, our special guest this week. And as always, Mr. Colt Joyce, our technical director in the background. 2 weeks from now, we will see you in the Wasteland for the finale of season 2 of Nuked. See you in the Wasteland.